Oh, hello. Um, Hi. We did about 7 or 8 minutes of a game before we realized I hadn't pushed the appropriate buttons. So we're going to start all over. This is 3020 Gaming. My name is Kevin. That's Sarah. That's Rory. And that's Deku Lily. Um, we're going to skip the introductions for now, and we're going to unfortunately have to hit rewind on Deku's brilliant introduction, the recap of last week, and start over again. Yeah, the start button is a very important button to push. There's a lesson learned. Also, second lesson learned, I don't care how many times I do this, I will never be a trained professional. Uh, Deku, as though nothing untoward has happened, would you be so kind as to read us the recap of last week from a Figanese point of view, please? Now that we're live.
Certainly. I awoke from a night of drinking wine with hope. Despite the godly wine, the hangover felt as mortal as ever. I spent the late morning bathing my unnamed dog and myself. My afternoon was spent gathering dog ownership advice and teaching the dog, who is female, some commands. Hopefully, the commands will keep her out of danger. Night approached. Clarity Palace, Escarvalis and I went to the House of Greed. To avoid the exceptionally large, one-eyed guard at the door, we chose to climb over the fence on the east side of the property. The grappling hook was utilized to gain access to the roof. We heard a man singing in a room beneath us. We opened the sunroof that had been painted over without raising suspicion. An ambush was planned. I would fall into the room, drawing attention. Escarvalis and Clarity Palace would climb down on a rope behind me. If Hope verified the target to truly be Greed, the battle would commence. That was the extent of the plan. I made my entrance. Hope confirmed that we faced Greed. I made the first attack, but Greed was quick to retaliate. Escarvalis tried to use their strange light magic knives, but Greed was not affected. Clarity Palace's bell magic did not seem to hurt as badly as it normally did either. Our target was undead, a vampire's thrall. I did my best to keep the pressure on, tripping Greed up and keeping it on the floor, but it was slippery. It kept running away, reaching the main entrance, the foyer of the house. A blast of light from Clarity Palace was what finally killed Greed. Escarvalis narrowly avoided an attack of desperation, a final bite to the neck before Greed turned to dust. I gathered the dust into the pathos. Several things happened the instant I collected the last scrap of Greed. An individual came out of the west side of the house. He was dressed as gaudily as Greed and was dragging a large bag behind him. The door guard wrenched the front door open, ready to fight. The pithos changed size once again, but this time the bottom cracked open. Hope's legs poked out. Hope grew, and the pithos transformed into a dress of shining metallic fabric and jewels. She now stood as tall as I did. Hope suggested to the door guard and the strange man that they leave and never return. Though not directed at me, I still felt the force of her godly presence. She told us she had leveled up, and I felt my own potential grow as well. Hope is still able to change her size. She said she still likes to be carried. I obliged. We left the house. We decided we would trust the Temple of Hephaestus with de- finding the true owners of the mansion and return the overabundance of riches stuffed within. We left the mansion, returning to the more familiar side of Argos. Despite the late hour, some people had gathered in a square to celebrate for celebration's sake. Some street children approached Clarity Palace. They held our wanted posters. We used them to start a bonfire to contribute to the growing party. Miraculously or not, nobody recognized us, or perhaps did not care. Either way, we were allowed to join the festivities. My dog tracked me down, so I spent time with her. I decided to name her Olive. Clarity Palace watched over the children that brought the posters. I think I saw her with a frog at one point. I caught glimpses of Escarvalis running around, but I think they had a smile in their eyes as they darted from one side of the square to another. People would occasionally talk to me, which gave me a chance to do something that I had been contemplating for a while. I started a rumor. The people that were wanted were seen leaving Pandora's house, just as all the city's misfortune began. It was my hope to plant a seed of suspicion towards Pandora, to make it seem like everything was her fault. I hoped to make Argos an unappealing place to live. Whether we would succeed in getting her to Olympus remained to be seen, but a seed needed time to grow. The approach of old age and death loomed upon the horizon, a storm of unprecedented size. By the grace of hope, may we survive the onslaught.
Magnificent. Thank you. Take your weekly inspiration, please.
Thank you.
And remember to use it. Those are great to collect, but they're a trophy that you can burn. So remember that reroll. With that, the rest of the evening passes as you find yourselves the very next morning. We're going to start here one by one. Clarity Palace. Where does the dawning of the day find you?
At the hospital.
Still at the hospital? Okay. So yeah, what are you doing when the sun crests the horizon?
Healing people.
Still just bang all night long, just healing people. But we specified last time, if I remember, that the light is now actually light, not smoky black darkness, right?
With eyes open, it is light.
Right. So when she's looking, oh, I love this. When you're looking, you're all brightness and light.
Yep.
But if you're really concentrating, you got your eyes closed, we see a little bit of definitely not a necro. Okay.
Yep.
Um, Perfect. So as the sun crests the horizon, you kind of can't help but look up, right? And as you do, as your eyes hit that bright spot, you kind of go weightless, and when you open your eyes, it's like you're inside your own light. Like you can't tell how far away the walls are because it's all you're basically in a whiteout, right? Of your like this little ball, and there's no up, and maybe you're spinning and maybe you're not, but it's kind of floaty, floaty, floaty. First of all, I want, because I love this. What is your reaction to that? Just that experience.
Dear.
And then, like you're the cat's eye in a marble, you start to feel a spin, and you kind of your hands and legs go out as you're, and inside you're rolling across what must be a huge floor, and you can start to feel the bumps as you're going over the tile edges, da-dunk, 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 and you start to slow down, da-dunk, 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 and then dunk, you feel your marble get stuck in like the crossover of four tiles. It gets in there and stops, and then it starts to very slowly, almost like a cartoon, break around you, just sort of, and then it falls away, leaving you standing there, still in that starfish position, and a whole lot of dizzy. And you realize you're looking at a very large, and I mean, like, you can just barely see the top of it. It's like the height of a regular room, uh, toe that appears to be of marble, except you can see veins in it pulsing slightly. look next to it, and there's an even bigger one next to it, and then an even bigger one next to that.
The oh shit
Uh
has finally hit her.
huh. Who does Clarity think this might be?
She thinks it's the god. She doesn't know which
Mm,
one.
okay. And what did you say your god's name was? You just found out about a couple days ago.
Apollo.
Apollo, the kind of one of the big ones. Yeah,
Mhm.
these huge finger and the thumb to the same scale as the foot that's in front of you comes down and somehow manages to pick you up without crushing you. Uh,
Mhm.
and you get lifted up at what feels like ultrasonic speed, just and then you find yourself being sat down on top of the perfect peach, but it's the size of an elephant. You're on top of that and it's on a tray with a bunch of other perfect fruit on a perfect plate on a perfect table, and then this face comes down at you, and you are looking. One of the very few people that could stand this and not explode. You are looking at the unguarded face of Apollo. Not even the version that whose bet with their twin started this whole thing. This is like the formal presentation. This is the glowy bit, right? It's just face to face with a god, and you hear the voice as you're driven into black and white out of sheer terror. um,
I just lost power.
you lost power. Holy shit! Apollo's so mad at you. Oh, you're back. Okay, are you back? Oh,
I just lost power. I
okay,
don't know how long I'm going to be back.
okay. Um,
If
okay. Oh, look, let's keep going, and when you disappear, we'll cut away from you, and we'll finish it later. Um, yeah, you look up, and you're looking at Apollo's face. Um, they look. I want to get the important part up fast. I'll rush this a little bit. You hear the voice vibrate your whole body, and it says, "Are you Clarity Palace?" And you know damn well it knows. And what is it that you do? What is it you call yourself? The title? Did you say world's greatest healer? Because your voice, your mic is doing weird shit. But is that what you said? Yeah. Okay. And you now have the unique experience of knowing what it looks like when a god grins, and they
yeah,
look down at you, and they look, of all things, a little bit bemused, a little bit unsure of themselves. I've never had a follower quite like you, but I think I like it. They give you a moment to speak.
I think I like you too, sir.
Oh, I won't be having that sir business. Wow. The gods are intervening in the real world. This is creepy. Uh, and, and and Apollo says, "I can see our connection's a bit fucked. I just wanted you to know." And this huge hand, like the fist, comes down towards you, and then at the last second it turns so you can see that like this thumb that looks like a skyscraper. Keep it up, little one. Keep it up. And you get to hear a god laughing in joy. And then you're inside the marble again, and it's like rewinding film real fast. It's like you're put down on the floor, wrapped up in the marble, and right back to where you were, and then bang, you fall down back inside your box. There's the flapping of paper outside. Somebody stuck something to your box, which is weird. That shouldn't be able to happen because they shouldn't be able to see it.
Hmm.
You gonna have a look and see what it is?
Yes.
Okay. It's an ad. You know, like the old like the door hanger ads. You get kind of the old Greek equivalent of that. It's a little bit of gum from a tree used to stick ads to surfaces, and somebody somehow has managed to stick one to your box, and it says, it says, "Come to new anti-aging treatment at Steamy Encounters Bathhouse." And now I would like an insight check as you kind of look out and see actual people for the first time in this. A7. There's people outside. Yeah. Um,
She's
yeah.
she's gonna take the ad,
Yeah.
go to the address,
Okay.
because it sounds like somebody needs help. Let's
Mhm.
go.
All right. Perfect. That's where we're going to drop the curtain on you temporarily. Uh, this couldn't be better. All right. Next. Ephigenes. Was there
Hello.
anything you would like to do when you wake up in the morning? There's nothing immediately on the horizon, so to speak, for you to deal with at the moment. You look out at the morning, it appears quiet. What do you do?
Uh, I think he would want to think about making something like a collar, but he doesn't like collars because he's had something similar on him
Hmm.
because slave,
Yeah.
so he doesn't like that.
Hmm.
But he doesn't want Olive to look like the other strays either.
Okay.
So he's thinking about using his leatherworking tools to make something like a little harness,
A harness. Yes. Yep. Yep.
something that won't choke her if he decides to put a leash on her.
Oh, I love it. That is so sweet. Uh, the image in my head of like the gladiator with all their scars out because you're not wearing your armor when you're doing this, and just lovingly working leather and making all the holes in the right places and working it all for this dog. It's absolutely beautiful. As you fit it, that final fitting where it's like it's beyond good enough. Now it's good, and you click into position. You do up the harness, and as you look up, you see somebody walking outside, but they're walking towards where you are. But you can see them out the window, and there's something about their gait that clicks. You know who you know them. And this is how I get you to use the rarely used history check, please. Your own history, in this case. 17.
17.
Yeah. Um, there's only one person that walks like that. You were there when he got the injury. It's another um, ex gladiator that you used to uh, know on the tour. Um, you fought with them on and off the field. They've been through hell and back. They're older than you. They were supposed to have retired years ago. And you see that limp, that wrecked knee from the day he turned left when he should have turned right, finally, after all those years. Uh, and he walks out of sight in the window, and a couple minutes later, you hear a knock on your door.
They answer the door.
And there he is, looking old. If you wanted to be gentle about it, maybe he looked venerable. If you wanted to be rude about it, he looks wizened. He just looks old and beat up, and that limp has gotten worse. And he has to look up at you now. He used to look at you, and he says, I, oh, hi, Ephigenes, by the way. Um, I've got a problem, and you said if I ever had a problem, I could. Did you mean that?
Jerichus, I am amazed you found me, but yes, I did mean it.
I got a problem I don't know how to deal with, and I don't want to color your judgment. So, will you come and work with some of the local gladiator boys with me? Just for a couple days, you'll see what I mean.
There's a deep frown because, in his mind, gladiators don't have any freedom,
Mm-hmm.
but I guess he'll go along.
He takes you to one of the famous gladiator schools in Argos. It's all pretty and fancy on the outside. You know, it looks like it's all voluntary and nobody's pressed into anything. But of course, you of all people know better. He shows the pass and takes you backstage, so to speak, behind where the public can see, and into the places where the real shit happens. It smells like fighters and armor and lots of food and sweat and fear and failure and success. It smells of all of those things that you remember.
It smells like nostalgia.
Oh yeah. And as you take that last step into the training room, first question, do you feel qualified to be there?
I mean, he survived to win his own freedom. He's more than qualified.
Good. Because they stop and look at you like you're a hero, like you're a role model.
He doesn't really like that, but he's done something that not everyone survives to do, so
Mm-hmm.
he's just kind of taking it. Jerichus, why did you bring me here?
And he mentions another name, a name of a agent is the wrong word. It's more like pimp for the fighters. They insinuate themselves in. They take a percentage of every purse, uh, ostensibly to represent them, but really it's sheer graft. They're just stealing. And Jerichus looks around and says, "They're doing to these boys the same thing they did to you and I in." And he names another town. They're taking all their boys' shit, and I don't know how to stop it.
Well, you know my suggestion, cracked Knuckles. But something tells me in this more civilized city, such things are discouraged.
And Jericho looks at you and says, "Well, none of us can do it because none of us are free. You, on the other hand," and he cracks
I'm
his
wanted for
knuckles
other
at you.
crimes.
"Well, what's one more then?"
Mm. At the very least, I will speak with this person, see if I can convince him
Mm-hmm.
to change his ways.
"He's right through there," and he points at a beaded curtain in the back of the
I
area.
suppose I invite myself into the office.
And as you walk over and walk in, you look across the table, and you hear just as you go through the curtain, "Oh, there's one more thing I should have told you," from Jerichus. And sitting in front of you at the desk is another gladiator that you used to know. one that ripped you off at some point, stole from you, whether it was your purse or for a fight or lied about you, or one of the ones
The filthy
that's,
kind that sort of does anything and everything to win.
yeah. And now he's sitting behind the desk stealing money from fighters rather than fighting himself. Compared to you, he's aged very poorly. He's he looks to be far more your elder than he actually was. This is another one that should be the same age as you, but him and Jericho's, just because of what they've been through, look so much older.
Titus.
He looks up like he's gonna say something, and then he sees who it is, and he blanches. You see him go pale under that Mediterranean tan. What are you doing
It
here?
is. I wish to speak to you about your treatment of your wards, your students, so to speak.
You're free now. It's none of your business anymore.
And
What would you have me do?
what percentage of the winnings are you giving them? And how much are you keeping?
I'm giving them over half.
Truly.
55%. That is, in fact, over half.
That is not enough to live in this city, and you know it.
Oh, most of them aren't going to live anyway.
I am trying to be civil about this. You know how poorly we were treated. You know the lives these people are living. Have you no sympathy at all for it?
Fine, 60. They can have 60%.
We both know you make more than that off of the bets taken.
That's a whole different business. I've got a different hat and everything. And he's just smug as fuck about all this.
80%. Give them 80%, and I will leave.
80? I've got
85 if you persist.
And he looks you up and down. Give me an intimidation roll, just for being you.
I have commanding presence. So,
In my head, that's how you
Slash-
intimidate him. Big tough Ephigenes goes,
No.
I've got commanding presence.
1d8. So,
Yep.
I want to add 4 to intimidation.
Station. Yeah, I love the timing.
So
12,
16
16
total.
He puts his hands on the tables like he's gonna fight. He starts to even like you see his ass starts to come up off the seat just a hair, and then you can hear it in that uncomfortable silence. His left knee goes clunk, and he sits back down in the chair and leans back, stretches his leg out underneath the desk, and when he looks up at you again, 80% it is then. I never did like you.
Nor I you. And yet you live. Bear this in mind.
And you're standing there like ready to roll, right? Like you're ready to.
Yeah, I
you
have
got
my
all
+2 glaive and everything.
all the gear on, and he's sitting there just in a little toga. All right. Oh, gladiators, Jesus. Oh, sorry, wrong Wrong deity. Gladiators by Zeus. That other one doesn't show up for a couple hundred years yet. And from the door behind you, you hear Jericho's say, there's witnesses to that. And when you turn and look, they're all there. They all heard it out of his mouth. They're also, more importantly, they're all standing shoulder to shoulder. They're a team. Somehow, this moment, they still fight each other. Like that's their job. You know that part. But they teamed up in this moment and realized who had the power. And it was a real little moment of socialism, really. And they now have him at his word. And because this is ancient Greece, and even though he's a scumbag, he's going to honor this. You feel that in your bones.
Very good.
As you
Good day to you, Titus. And I want to leave.
Okay.
Business is done.
Yeah, as you turn to leave, you see something that has not shown up in the archaeological history yet, but I'm sure they'll find it. You see the very first example of advertising on the on the gladiators. So on the this whole team, they've been sponsored by a company, and that particular company is called Health Through Athletics. And for underneath it says, "Find us in the common square," where you've seen the people running up and down before, like that race, that track in the middle of town.
Uh-huh. I guess I want to ask the guys that are sponsored, when did this start happening?
The um the hammer throw guy answers. He says, just this morning. Sorry, not hammer throw. These are gladiators, not Olympians. The guy with the trident says, just yesterday, actually. They're paying us a whole bunch of money. We're supposed to, when we win, we're supposed to tell everybody that we're going for their anti-aging treatment.
Has anybody actually gone to these treatments?
Well, no, none of us are old.
Hmm. Thank you for your time. I guess clap Jerkis on the shoulder, wish him farewell, and go to investigate this racetrack health through athletics bullshit.
All right. Jerichus looks at you and puts his hand on your shoulder. I always knew you were one of the good ones. And by the way, thanks for the cool name. You named him in this. You named them both. You named Titus and Jericho. So I'm just breaking the fourth wall to thank you for Jericho says thanks for the cool name. And then yeah, he lets you go, and you head off towards the health through athletics. Which brings us to Esker. You and Rumor played a game last night, and you both stole a fuck ton of stuff, and you put things in other people's pockets, and the rumor mills will be going for months about who stole what from who and why and when it happened. None of it will mention either of you because you guys were masterful drunken thieves practicing an art form. You wake up in the morning and you're only this big, but it hurts up to here. Like you are all a hangover. You're 10 pounds of hangover in a 5-pound bag. Like it hurts, right? But the first thing you see when one eye pries up, it's almost like you were a kid. Like when you were a kid, you got sleep in your eye, you couldn't open your eye, it was stuck. almost that bad. You're so dehydrated from all the drinking. But finally, one opens and you kind of hear it go thunk. And the first thing you see is rumor has it looking at you from this far away. I thought you'd never wake up.
Oh, where did you go? You fucked off last night at some point. Where the hell did you go?
I kind of outdid myself. I stole a whole identity. I spent the last 9 hours being a visitor from a place called Rome.
What, how did you?
I own a villa now. Anyway, none of that's important. Here's the thing. I got a pretty good reputation in this town, actually, considering how much shit I steal from who I steal it from. The rich people don't like me very much, but who cares? But to keep that sort of balance, where most people like me, I gotta do nice things every once in a while. I gotta really obviously steal from somebody rich and give to somebody poor. They call it Robin Hooding, and it's really good for your reputation. But here's another thing. I hate it. I hate doing it with all my thieving little heart. But somebody's got to do it, and kid, that's where we come to you. And he slaps his hand on your shoulder, and your hangover goes when he touches you. He says, "So what I need you to do is go out and do that for me. I got some pointy ears and some green face paint here. That's about all you should need. Remember to tell him who did it, and have a nice day. I'm a Roman prince. Bye."
What?
He's gone. There's that. By the time you blink, he's gone.
Yep.
Yeah. And you look, and there's a set of goblin ears and green face paint on the table. That's it. That's all he's giving you.
You stand up and stretch everything and crack every joint, and it didn't even tell me who I'm supposed to be stealing from. Classic fucking rumor. Well, with no other guidance than that.
Yep. Steal from rich people, give to poor people, make it look like it was him. That's all he wants.
Yep. Time to.
It's a Dread Pirate Roberts
don the
moment.
costume. Don the costume and go steal. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. The first real obvious target you find is downtown. They're one of those people that sort of walks around conspicuously. In modern times we'd call them an influencer, but they don't have a camera. They're just walking around to be seen. And you can see gold belts and gold rings, and they're so busy walking around like they're on a catwalk that this is an easy target. Hello to our first time chatter. But I'm not even going to make you roll for this particular one. As you move in, the style that they're wearing is all brand new, right? Of course it is. They're sort of this influencer type person. They are wearing this week's toga, and it's all perfect. And as you get close, they look. Well, to be honest, they look a little gray-haired to be wearing stuff so young. It's like seeing somebody of an age wearing current clothing, right? It just doesn't fit.
It just looks weird.
It does, but maybe because of that you just walk past and it's just blink, and you got their purse in your hand, and you're good at this, right? You sort of juggle it in your fingers, and it's like, oh, that's like 7 or 8 gold and 10 or 12 silver in there. And there's a rock, and you kind of open it with your thumb and your finger, and you look down, and you see a sparkle of red. So there's a ruby, 7 or 8 gold, and a bunch of silver just on your first pass. What do you do with that? Oh, did you put on the ears and the makeup?
Oh, yes.
Okay. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I'm not keeping the face mask down and everything.
Yeah.
Full
Good.
full on goblin
Doing
costuming.
Your
it,
very
yeah.
best goblin imitation.
Very best rumor has it imitation.
Yeah.
100%.
Okay. So, in all the city of Argos, we're just going to make it real simple. It's just like give and take, give and take, give and take. Who do
Yeah.
you give this first take to? Who do you give this first batch to? There's a ruby in there that's probably worth 20 or 30 gold at least. So,
Yeah. I think I'll go down to kind of around the edges of the city, some of the smaller houses, some of the small like little makeshift huts are.
yeah.
Pass out a few and look for a family with a small kid to give the gemstone to, I think.
Okay. So you spread it out, you give it to the poorest of the poor, and you make sure that a very desperate family gets the biggest prize, the biggest
Yes.
thing. Okay.
Exactly.
Magnificent. Okay. Good start. What part of the city? I'm going to ask you, like, what sort of neighborhood do you go to? You don't have to look at the map, but if you were in a major city, where would you go to steal from next? Downtown is a perfectly reasonable answer. But if you can think of like an ancient Greek, baths and covered walkways and sports parks and
I think I'll look for the like entertainment. Go to the entertainment hub.
Okay, the arts and entertainment.
Kind of the arts and entertainment. Look for
all
the
the snooty snoots.
yeah, the rich people going to the museum or going to see a play or
Yeah,
all that stuff.
yeah. Easy to do. The latest play by Blabanese is on. It doesn't matter anyway because nobody's there for the play. They're all just being seen, drinking wine in the foyer and making power deals. The show's kind of second, kind of just an excuse to be here.
They're mostly there to network. Yep.
Yes, exactly.
I've seen those events.
And as you sort of see that again, you're hit by the age of everybody. Like, I mean, yes, it's kind of like going to an opera and expecting to see 20-year-olds. They're not going to be there. But these people, again, they look ancient. Some of them are bordering on doddering old people, right? I mean, some of them have to almost be helped to their chairs. And universally, they're dressed sort of at least 10 years younger than they should be, according to common fashion. And fashion is a big deal in this culture, so to be dressed wrong would be a thing. So yeah, they're all too old to be dressed the way that they are. Again. But again, because now this time it's a slightly different reasoning. Every single person in that room is fixated, like you said, on networking. They don't even see you there. So out of all the sort of high level people that you can imagine in this city, who do you steal from?
Ooh. I'm gonna look for someone who seems like they might be coming from out of town.
Okay.
Like one of the like a big big kind of commerce person who may have come in like a
Business
caravan
person.
or something. Yeah.
Yep, 100%. They're dressed like they came in on a caravan, but they damn well came in carried in, by a couple people on one of those palanquins, I think it's called, where they carry you.
Carry you on the chair on their
this
shoulders.
Guy hasn't
yeah.
been in a store selling stuff. He hasn't been in the market selling stuff by yelling for a number of years, but those people can't afford to be here. He's the people that runs those people. Right? He's a warehouser and all that sort of thing. And he is there and he's blustering around. Because he's relatively new here, he doesn't know all the rules, so he's kind of making an ass of himself, which makes him an easy target as well. I'll give you a choice this time. For no roll, I'll let you take his purse. Or there is this gem that he's wearing on a necklace that's like, sort of too big to be real. This huge blue sapphire set in silver.
Okay.
That would take some skill to steal.
Yeah.
So, purse for free or are you going for the gems?
Ooh. I'm gonna go for the jackpot.
All right.
Go for the big one.
Give me a sleight of hand. Let's see what you got.
Oh,
A 7.
it's bad.
That is bad.
Oh, we could turn the tide though.
Mm-hmm.
I've got side bolstered knack. Let me double check. Oh, okay. I can add a d6.
Okay.
And at least get me out of
Yeah.
maybe get me out of immediately getting caught territory. Nope.
Up to
9.
9.
9 total.
Okay. You
Pick a bad moment and he turns around right.
oh, it's worse than that. You come in from behind. It's the oldest trick in the book. Just bump him in the small of the back to distract him from the fact that you're undoing the necklace on the back of his neck, right? Easy peasy. You bump into his back and you feel like a clang. There's armor underneath his going out clothes.
Oh,
And
yep.
before you got time to register, your other hand comes up and just touches the back of his neck looking for the clasp. And that's when it bites you. And you look down and there's this golden snake with blue sapphire eyes with 2 fangs driven into the back of your hand.
Oh,
The necklace caught you, not him.
whoa.
There's an offer, an instant offer from the necklace. Take me in all my limits or leave me here.
That's too risky. Too risky. I'm gonna leave. I'm out of there.
And the golden fangs pulled out of the back of your hand, and as it wraps around his neck, you see the fangs sink into the back of his neck where they already were, and he brightens right up and becomes charming again. And it's only then that you realize that during that moment he kind of froze when it bit you,
Oh,
and maybe that gives you a hint of what the offer might have been.
kind of. He fumbled his pitch to someone else.
Yeah,
for a moment or
exactly.
something.
In that one
Oh.
moment when it was just him, he's not very good at this. But with the necklace, he's
Oh.
borderline godlike. That's because it was basically a warlock patron offer, roughly speaking. So you back away from that, and you do a couple more thefts. And that's fair. As you're hiding in an alley, sort of checking out a group of businessmen, trying to figure out which of the 3. This is back down to like market level, but it's the end of the night. These people are, they're loaded. They got lots of money from all the rich people spending them all day. So again, they can probably afford this. Plus, maybe you're getting a little desperate. Maybe like you're not quite sure. Like, how much do I have to do? Right?
Yeah.
What would rumor has it expect of me?
I wasn't given any instruction. How much am I needing to steal here?
And then 2 things happen at the same time. The 3 of them just sort of turn around and walk away into the darkness, and it's like, son of a bitch. The moment is gone. And as you stand up from behind in the alley, you notice a poster beside you on the wall, and it's for the Northern Grotto, which is the main grotto in the city. That's not the one that Disease tried to get to, where you guys killed him on the doorstep. It's the other main one, which is at the other end of the city. And it says, our meetings will take 10 years off your face. No, the motto's better than that. But you know what I like? It's, yeah.
Okay.
They're offering, it's offering motivational speeches to help you with your youthful appearance.
How
So
does
yeah,
that even work?
it's telling you that they can talk you pretty.
It's going to talk you younger. What the-
There you go.
You take it down and squint at it. Like, was there like they put some other on here? Like, what's the catch? Like, this doesn't make any sense.
The only other thing that's on it as you get close to it is, of course, the fee, which is outrageous. It's sort of 5 times what it would cost to go to the spa, to that grotto regularly.
Ridiculous. Crumple it up and throw it away.
Throw it away. Okay. We cut away from you at the moment. Clarity. You went looking for the bathhouse, right?
Yep.
Excellent. You see it down at the end of the street. The sign is lit by torches, and somebody's magically turned the flames sort of pink. So it's this big pink lit sign that says Steamy Encounters Bathhouse. And there's a lineup of people to go in. It appears that a lot of them, they're going out for evening, so there's a lot of them are couples. And every once in a while, 2 or 4 or 6 of them get let in. Um, and every once in a while, a couple comes out the other doors. They're side by side doors, so they come out the other doors and walk away. How long do you watch for?
A while.
I figure. Okay.
Because she's like, why do like, if this is anti-aging, they need help.
Yeah.
They need healing.
Speaking of anti-aging, the first thing you notice of the people that come out, they don't look older, but they look sort of tired, exhausted, sort of disheveled. And then after you've been there for a while, you notice that when they're coming out, they're not coming out with the people they went in with.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Would Clarity realize that this is a swingers club?
Player does?
Yeah, that's what I
Clarity
said. Did
does
Clarity?
not.
Nope. Okay. So that's why I asked. What would Clarity do? All these nice people leaving with not the people they came with, and looking like they've already perhaps experienced each other briefly before coming back outside. And yeah, the average stay is only about sort of 30 minutes to an hour. I rolled for this before earlier this afternoon, and when Clarity got the swingers club, I laughed out loud. So yeah,
Um. Clarity doesn't know what to do,
Yep.
if I'm honest.
Okay.
Because she's like, they don't seem to need help.
Yes, that's enough. There's no evil here. They're not older. They're not looking older when they come out. Whatever evil is, it's not that. So whatever they're doing, Clarity, and why ever they're doing it, the evil isn't there. Is that enough for her to know?
Yes.
Okay. So then you turn away. So we will leave you there. Meanwhile, Iphigenes makes your way to the center of the city. Athletes running up and down the square like they always do, gamboling and being young and athletic. But today is a little different. There's some older folks, sort of from 40 all the way up to positively elderly, that are doing their best to run up and down the square as well, and they're being encouraged on by the young, healthy sort of, like those trainers that are just way too healthy and way too energetic. And they're not quite chasing these people up and down, but they are promising them that they'll look younger if they do it. What's your initial reaction to that?
Uh, Hope said she still likes to be carried around, so I'm
Yep.
assuming Hope is like still on my shoulder.
Yep. Yes, she's sitting on your shoulder now, right?
Ooh,
What?
maybe Olive is still with me and she's riding Olive like a little pony.
Oh, I love it. Yep. In that case, thank you. The unit, the what was in my head was her little sweatband and her little running outfit. But no, if she's riding Olive, then you get full knight in shining armor with the plate mail and the visor and little Hope with her lance riding on the back of Olive. I love it.
Hope, do you smell cinnamon here?
The visor they look up and the visor goes clang over their eyes and they giggle, hee hee hee, and then it goes up by itself. They don't have to reach up and fix it. It just goes up by itself themselves. Nope. I smell a lot of sweat, and I think that guy's about to have a heart attack. But other than that, no, there's no evils.
Hmm. I guess observe the people running around and see if they actually start looking younger or
Mhm.
anything.
Yeah. Oh, that's a tough call. Give me an insight roll. It's gonna have a very high DC, but like you're basically trying to track age by how old people look. Is that a fair
Insight
description?
or perception?
Um, whichever one you'd like. Either one of those makes sense.
23.
23. Okay. Um. Oh, actually, thank you. That's perfect. Clarity, what are you doing?
Um, she was leaving the swingers club.
Yep. So you're just turning around and walking up the street. That works. Okay.
Yeah, she just like she's like no, peace out. I'm getting out
Yeah.
of here.
All right. So, Iphigenes, you're looking around and you're trying to track, trying to look for a source of this. And it's actually doesn't take all that long. And just to make this real easy, along the way you find Clarity and Esker in various states of confusion, doing various things. Um, Clarity, do you share about the club?
Yes.
Okay. And the
She
other
still
two
doesn't
of
know
you,
what
yeah.
it is.
Yeah, if you're even slightly worldly, when Clarity starts to explain what they saw, it's quite clear that yeah, that's what they saw. So, not evil. Iphigenes, do you share?
Yes.
Okay. And then Esker, do you share the maybe now reference to the thing that you threw away?
Yes.
Okay. What do you think the chances are he remembers the name? Because you were just like, nah. Pff.
I don't think they do. I think they just know where it is.
Okay. Perfect. So, with that, Iphigenes, you keep sort of following your pattern, and it becomes easier the closer you get because they're coming at you in batches now. There's like 50 to 100 people walking towards you, sort of in a group, almost like sheep. They've all got this incredibly positive look on their face. Um, they don't um, they don't smell like cinnamon, but they look happy and joyous, and they've got that pumped up look about them, like somebody has really wound them up and got them going, almost like sports fans or something, like that level of energy. Uh, but they at the same time they all look drawn and haggard, and they got bags under their eyes, and they're limping, and they all look old, but they've got these big wonderful smiles on their face. And as you see them moving past you, you hear them talking about feeling younger, feeling younger, feeling younger, feeling younger. It's easy to follow them now. And when you come around the final street corner, you see one group coming out of a building and another group going in. And it's the Northern Grotto. The one now that at this point, Esker, even if you hadn't remembered the name, that's the name. That's the one that was on the piece of paper. And all you guys can smell is typical grotto smell, like the hot water and a sort of a sulfur undertone, because some of them are sulfur hot springs. Um, it doesn't smell out of the ordinary. But Iphigenes, you look down at Hope on Olive, and the armor goes away, and she's back to her traditional uh, togas like clothing, which is usually not a good sign. It means she's really thinking. And she says, it kind of smells like cinnamon in there.
Hmm.
But it smells like snakes too. Which is where I'm going to cut in for a moment with a question first. Does anybody have an X card on snakes?
Nope.
Okay. And then to our audience, content warning, potential snake content. Yeah, it smells like cinnamon and snakes.
Why snakes?
There's no way you'd know what she's dressed like now, but if you look down with our eyes, she's dressed like Indiana Jones. And she says, I hate snakes. And then she's back to being.
They are not my favorite creatures either. I had to fight a swarm in my early days as a gladiator.
And you
It was
see,
not fun.
you see silver and gold shake as she goes, ugh.
What are they? It seems the evil smell like cinnamon. What that? Are any of them supposed to also smell like snakes, or is there just a whole bunch of snakes in there? Also, that sounds awful. Epiphanes. Oh, sorry. Hope we don't have to fight more.
I
At
can
least I
hear
know how
you.
to do. Thank you, Clarity Palace. And thank you, Escarvelis, for your kindnesses. I fear the only way we will be able to collect information is to go in there and pretend to be clients.
Oh, it's so expensive. Do I have to? Can I just sneak in? It's like 5 times what it costs to go here normally. Can I just sneak? I will get caught. Don't want to pay that much. Especially if it's
Understandable.
all a scheme from one of these evils, anyways.
Perhaps it may be best for you two to sneak. I do not think I can sneak.
Hope pipes up, pops back to full size, jumps down off your shoulder first, pops back up to full size and says, I got this. And she reaches down and pulls this flawless emerald off of the pithos, the dress that she's wearing. And she says, just give him that.
Accepts the emerald?
Yes. Yeah, she's offering you like a 50 gold piece emerald to pay your way in, which would cover it and then some. All of you. Yeah.
Thank you, Hope.
You're welcome. The cool thing about being made by a god is watch this. And she looks down, and if you look down to where the emerald was, a new one sort of just pops into existence there. Ta-da!
Huh.
And there,
Nice trick.
and there is a crowd in front of you. As I said, there's a group leading in and another group going in. You're the last ones. As you get there, you can see the bouncer dude he's got the purple rope in his hand. And if he does the clip, then we're done here. And he's almost reaching across, and he turns to look at the three of you, and he says, we're full.
Present gem? Not even for this much?
We're not full. And he takes the gem, opens the thing. After you, persons.
I guess to Olive, I'm going to tell her go home. And that should tell her to go back to the Temple of Hephaestus.
Yep. And she blinks at you. The tongue comes out. She goes 3 times, and she disappears.
Good girl.
She blink dogged home. And so yeah, now Hope is with you, person sized. The 4 of you, yeah, I see it, Clarity. We're gonna wrap this up almost right away anyway. So hopefully you get with us till there, because I know it's early, but we're getting to the spot anyway.
Yeah.
So you page your way. You make your way in. There's an auditorium with about 100 seats in it. And these are not like foldy, shitty concert seats. These are padded seats with backs and, non-squeaky feet. These are nice furniture, right? And there's only, when the four of you walk in, there's only about 7 seats left right at the back, right in one corner. Everybody else is sat down. Are you sitting?
After checking to make sure the seat's not a mimic or something.
Yeah, poke it a couple times. I trust nothing. Yeah. Yeah. And Esker, you nodded yes. Clarity? Having a seat? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I saw you nod. All right. Just as you do, the two speakers step up onto the stage. They are a couple. They are as shiny and new and bright and fake as movie stars. They are makeup on top of magical surgery, on top of the latest fashions, lit properly with sound effects, and they are stunning if you like that sort of thing. And when they start to speak, you can feel it's like feeling a tide rise in a room. They just lift you up and they make you feel amazing. And you can see the people in front of you are starting to move like in a wave with this voice. And it slows down and they all lean forward, and then it gets louder and they all lean back. It's like watching like seaweed just under the surface of the water the whole time. You feel an effect yourself. But it's not until a couple minutes in that you realize that this is kind of like one of those the religious shows, the revival in the tent in the middle of nowhere sort of things.
Evangelism.
Yeah, exactly. These people are experts at it. You can feel magic rising in the room. You can feel their charisma filling the space, almost leaving you inside their heads by the end of the presentation. If they were selling real estate, you would have bought it by now. And then they bow, the connection snaps, and there's like a shockwave, almost like an explosion centered on them that just fills the chamber. And every person watching, including you, is driven back. You guys are right at the back, so you hit the wall. People slam up against you, their chairs sliding on the floor. People are screaming, they're hurt and whatnot all around you. And I need all three of you to make me a Constitution save, please.
13.
21, okay. And
21.
21, wow, okay.
I
Clarity
rolled
and
like shit.
I've got a perfect explanation. You guys are little and you're sitting, so it kind of gets absorbed by the people in front of you, and it's not quite the face blast that Ephigenes gets. But Ephigenes, it hits you, it knocks you back against the wall. The people hit you, and being who you are, you're not just going to shove them off, right? You're going to help them up, right, away from you to make sure you don't hurt them. Is that fair?
Sure.
Yeah. As you do, you look down and you see your own hands, and the hair on the back of them, some of them are gray, and the skin's kind of wrinkly and got that thin texture to it. And when you start to sweat and you reach your hand up, maybe under your helm if you're still wearing it or not, your hairlines move back a little bit. And when you turn and look in a reflective surface, you see that what hair you have left inside that helmet is starting to go gray. It's not there yet, but there's very little salt in the pepper, but it's started. It looks like you've aged 10 years. It looks like everybody in this room has aged 10 years except for these two. And as you turn and they see you in that state, Ephigenes, please reduce either your strength, your dexterity, or your constitution by 1 point. Above table, it goes away on your next long rest, but Ephigenes wouldn't know that.
So strength, dex, or con, you
Yeah.
said?
One of your physical stats. Yeah, those physical 3.
I'm doing dex because I need strength and con.
Yep. So yeah,
Oops.
you were never magnificent in the dexterous region, and you've gotten a little clumsy in your 10 years that you just aged in an instant. Like I said, it will above board. It will come back. Don't worry about it. You just need a rest. But for the moment, your dex is reduced by 1, and all of you feel that shock and shatter. And by the time you get the people away from you, and clarity heals everybody that's even remotely close to injured, I'm not going to make you cast spell slots. You just clarity all over the place. You see where the two of them were standing, and right behind that in the wall, there's a crack in the wall of the building that's a natural fissure from the cave behind, where the water, the grotto really actually is, and where they brought the water out for the public areas. And there's a strong smell coming out of it now. Sulfur. There's kind of a greenish mist. It smells like poisons, like acids. Not enough to kill you, but it just smells like all things evil. And you didn't see it because of the sort of reaction, but that's the only place they could have gone. What do you do?
Oh shit! That was one of them, wasn't it? That was one of them.
It had to be.
If not
That's
both.
old age, isn't it? That has to be. Old age and death. Both of
I
them.
guess follow them. Put the helmet back on and follow them. I imagine the reflective surface was my armor.
Yep, that's fair. Yep. Clarity? When you start walking at Figanese, your left knee hurts for no reason.
I mean, that one was probably injured at some point, so
Yeah.
it's not surprising.
So not for no reason, but yeah, you didn't do anything to it just now. Clarity and Esker, are you going in as well?
If a fidget,
Oh yeah.
Clarity?
if Vicky is going, Clarity's following.
Yeah.
She's gonna heal her.
Yep.
Heal her big friend.
So the three of you and Hope step through the fissure into the tunnel beyond, and it's an unfinished tunnel, so you kind of have to go sideways. It's almost spelunking. It's almost that narrow, and the whole time there's this smell that it just feels like it's going to take weeks to get off of you, even if you're soaking in milk to try and get rid of it. The acid smell and the sulfur and the bits of rock crumbling under your hands as you make your way through. And you get to the first open space. It's like an amphitheater. It's huge. And way down in the middle of it, there's a cage. A simple iron cage with the door open. And there's something in the cage that's crouched up. No sign of the pretty people. And actually, I'd love the long silence. I'll take that as a hint. At that moment, Hope says, "Oh shit, who's that?" And she points off into the darkness. And that is where we're going to drop the curtain on tonight. Except, as we go, with no chance to respawn, I want each of you to give me a perception check. Whoever rolls highest is going to know what's in the cage, but you're not going to be able to tell the other characters until next week. It's probably not a
Screw
Figanese.
I'm using my inspiration. I might as well.
11.
I'm
Yeah.
rolling.
11, 18.
18.
All right, it is.
Oh. Yep.
Finally, as a payoff for all your due diligence, if Figanese, just before the curtain falls, you see the head of the thing in the cage. The head itself doesn't move, but the hair does. And you realize that what's in the cage is a Medusa.
Uh-oh.
And uh-oh is where we will drop the curtain again. They ran down there and they let out their guard Medusa while they run away.
Oh.
But there's help afoot. That's all the hint anybody who's watching gets. Good news starting next week. Tune in, friends, family, and viewers from all over the world as we apply good news to our group next week. But yes, next week will also include a fight with a Medusa. So, easy peasy, ready to go. Until then, though, we have our memories to get us through. Some of us, lots of games memories, some of us less, but all of us memories and games. So, I want to thank the people that keep coming out, the people that keep coming to play these amazing games. Because, yes, we play games, but we are a community first and foremost. We support each other, we love each other, we stand up for each other. And I would like to thank Sarah for putting up with technical difficulties tonight, playing in a dark house with no power. That's commitment, man. That is like sending messages like I've got 27% left on my battery. That's the kind of forget how heroic Clarity is. She's kind of not because she doesn't realize the risk she's taking. Sarah is heroic, sitting in the dark playing games with her friends. That's heroic, damn it. So thank you for that. I appreciate it. Deku.
Thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome. Deku, Lily, I love Ophigenes. It was so nice at the end there to give you that little payoff. I know it's like, oh, it's a Medusa is not really much of a payoff, but it felt like it was. Thank you so much for being Ophigenes, so much for doing the recaps. They add a real tone to every episode. They get us started on that wonderfully solid, stayed footing of this person who really knows things. I love the wisdom of Ophigenes, the hard-earned scar tissue wisdom. So thank you very much for playing that character. And Rory Esker, I didn't ask the one question. So in my head, even now, Esker is still wearing goblin ears and green face paint because you never told me you took it off. So
That's fair. I think it's really funny if that's the truth. So that's the truth.
So, but thank you for playing Esker. He's my favorite kind of rogue because he doesn't mean any harm. He's just really really good at some skills that are fun, and he's sort of like he doesn't hurt people that he doesn't steal from poor people, right? He's a good guy. He just happens to steal shit.
Yeah.
And I like that because that's that sort of make you think outside the box character that shows me that somebody thought about something, like somebody wanted to play a paradox, right? So thank you for that. I appreciate it. Tune in, all of our viewers. Thank you for watching. If you're watching on VOD, thank you. That's where most of our watches are. If you watched on YouTube and you watched all the way to here, please hit the buttons. Do the thing. You know what they are. But the best part I get to do now because it's the important part. I talk. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the thank you for the channel, Daddy. That's me. 6 nights a week. Tune in, enjoy our joy. Find our games on YouTube and watch them and get caught up. There's only about 1,700 hours of stuff to watch so far, so you'll be caught up by next week. And until next week, please, if you've got this much energy, say thank you to somebody. If you've got this much energy, hold a door. If you've got more energy than that, push somebody's cart to the car for them, asking them their permission first, of course. And if you've got that much energy, come play a game. Whatever you do, share the joy that is in the world because it gets bigger every time you share it. You share a smile, then there's 2 smiles, then there's 4 smiles. It works. It really is. It's real life magic. And share the sorrow. If you've got it in you, if you've got the spoons, if you've got the skills, be there for somebody that needs you. There is no bigger gift. And until next time, please be nice to each other. Good night.
Good night.
Good night, y'all.